And welcome to the movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
Yes, and we're us for a second because we're back. There we go.
Until
It looks like it's coming back.
Okay.
keep on spinning.
We are on a few different
Feeds
tonight. Sorry. Thank you. Yes. And it's because we have a guest coming on tonight that's going to do an announcement of a very cool show coming up on Saturday.
Okay.
So we will keep that in mind. He's going to pop in because I know he's busy doing stuff right now. So you can now upload multiple files at the same time. Well, that's interesting. I just had a big pop-up come up.
This is the podcast multiverse of madness.
It is. There
Nice.
we go.
It's like
But-
a monster pod.
Our topic tonight, we are going to be doing top 10 TV dramas, those dramas
Yeah.
that you cannot help but watch on television.
Yeah, switching up. We're going TV.
Right?
I did struggle with this because if I tried to focus on just like strict drama, I wouldn't have 10.
Oh, really?
So I've got like a sci-fi drama. I've got a
Horror
you know,
drama. Yeah, me
That-
too.
That
Yeah.
still counts as drama.
If it made me cry, it's drama.
So for the most
Yeah.
part, I've got like most of my 10 favorite shows.
And I can tell you that pretty much everyone on my list has made me cry. And no, none of them are sitcoms.
Now I'm
either.
interested. So
Ooh.
anybody watching, stay tuned. Like I said, we're going to have that special announcement for something coming up Saturday. But right now, we are jumping into our top 10. And we are going to... Yeah, it's running. Okay. We're going to start with you. Jason, what's
Okay.
your number 10?
My number 10. Now, I'm going to admit that I only watched the first seasons, did not go back, but I will be. Mr. Robot.
Never watched that.
Mr. Robot is so unlike anything else.
Yeah.
Like it messes with your head.
Hey, Tom.
You're dealing with I want to avoid spoilers. So what you think is happening may or may not actually be happening because of psychosis involved. The level of what they do, it gets pretty amazing. And Rami Malek it's like if the role was made for him.
See, that's cool. That's cool.
And Christian Slater,
I heard he was in that.
he is. And it's weird. And I got to avoid spoilers, but it is. If you want something that's not like anything else out there, it's going to make you think. It's going to have you looking in every direction. Mr. Robot, highly recommend.
I have heard some mind-bendy things about that show.
It does. And I've only seen the first 2 seasons. There's 2 more.
Vicious Circle podcast?
Yes, Tom's confused. Why are we on the Vicious Circle podcast page? Like I said, I jumped on a few other pages because I want people to hear the news about this thing going on Saturday. You know, I'm gonna spill a bit of it just until Ryan gets here. Ryan is a gentleman that's put together this show. It is going to be a reunion of the cast of 24, the TV show. Kiefer Sutherland, Alicia Cuthbert, Leslie, everybody from the show. There's over 40 people.
Wow.
And it will be live online. The
Nice.
really cool thing is to buy a ticket to go to this, like it's 8 hours, I think it is, or 7
Jeez.
hours.
Wow.
To buy a ticket is $24.
Ha.
That's cool.
And it goes for Operation Smile, which is to help people that need dental,
Okay.
basically children.
Are they including Corey Hawkins?
He might be in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, like I said, there's over 40 people that Ryan told me about.
That's pretty cool.
Nice.
That sort of thing, these online concert type of events is becoming a thing more and more now.
Very, very big. And that's why I wanted everybody on like all these other feeds to see it so they could tune in, because November 6th is the official, to the day, 20th anniversary of
Okay.
24.
Nice.
For the premiere.
It debuted November
Okay.
6, 2001.
20 years ago.
Wow.
Right?
I caught up a few episodes in to the first season because my younger brother and my dad were watching it, and just all the shit that happens in the first half of the season, and then just all the stuff that happens in the second half. And I remember the first season vividly.
Yep. So if you go to, I think it's 20yearsof24.com, I think. Gosh, I wish Ryan was here right now, but he's going to pop in. He is uber busy, and that's why he said he might pop in real quick and talk, and then
You know what it's like to organize any sort of
yeah.
event. I'm sure he's got just as much headaches. You know?
Exactly. And he's dealing with some high caliber people.
High caliber people. It's a technical nightmare.
Yep.
You know, you got to hope everybody's got a good internet signal.
Exactly. That was the one thing he and I talked about, is because you don't know what you're going to get. When we did COVID Con, it was the same thing. You don't know what that other person's feed is going to be like.
Mm-hmm. And you know, you're just dreading that you start an interview and then somebody lags.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
That can just destroy any hope of a sensible interview.
Yep. So that will be at some point during this show. James, what's your number 10 drama TV?
Okay. Well, I will confess that 24 did not make my list. I limited myself to shows that I've either watched the entire series or I'm current on. I'm still watching it, and they're in the current season, whether I may be a few episodes behind or not.
Okay.
So 24, I haven't watched the entire thing. The last 2 seasons, I think, and none of the Corey Hawkins one. So my number 10, it was a show that I discovered on my own. I had seen the DVDs in stores for a few years and was always curious about it. It started on A&E and jumped to Netflix. It is the modern Western Longmire.
And see, I haven't watched that.
Katie Sackhoff in jeans and cuffs.
I know, right?
Robert Taylor, awesome as Walt Longmire.
He's come a long way. I don't know anybody who's watched it.
He's come a long way from being one of Agent Smith's lackeys in the first Matrix, and he was the he was the doctor in the Meg. Robert Taylor, Katie Sackhoff, Lou Diamond Phillips. It's like a sheriff in I think it's like, I don't know if it's Laramie County or something, but it's in Wyoming, I believe.
I think I know I've seen commercials.
Yeah,
but I don't know anybody who's watched it, so I've heard nothing about it.
I think me and my boss may be the only 2 people that I know of for sure that have watched it, because he always mentions like Katie Sackhoff in there because he had seen Battlestar.
Katie Sackhoff,
yeah,
right?
Battlestar Galactica as well, but like the only other big show that I'd seen her in. But yeah, so Longmire's my number 10. Nice. I don't believe it made me cry, but there was a very, very good episode that was narrated by RoboCop.
Peter Weller,
who is very also cool. He's in and out of the in and out of the series.
Okay,
interesting.
Yeah.
Jeremy says, "Hello, Rob. Long time no see. Yeah, I haven't been on this actual page in a while. If you're watching Vicious Circle, and there's Kyle. Yes, Kyle's a huge fan of Sid. Was always on the Vicious Circle podcast. It's great seeing him. Oh, and nice meeting you guys. Yes, Kyle's an awesome guy. He is an awesome guy." Yes, I missed having a show with Sid too. That was a lot of fun. But to watch the movie Madhouse, it's just as fun. Yeah. My number 10 is sadly a show that didn't end because of popularity, but ended because of politics. From 2017, The Punisher.
Oh.
I still have to check out that and season 2 of Daredevil.
I love that. John Barenthal, like even more so than the season of Daredevil with him. I love those 2 seasons of Punisher.
Mm-hmm.
I can watch them over and over.
Quick question. Do either of those 2 seasons of Punisher take place before the season 2 of Daredevil, or are they after?
They're after, because the season 2 of Daredevil is like the origin story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's when we first see at the very end where he gets the skull vest, because he paints that bulletproof vest.
It was just something it never occurred to me to ask you guys or other people at work.
But a strong word is Bernthal's back. Like, we will be getting more of that.
and I want to believe.
And obviously, he can't say one way or the other.
Call me David Duchovny. I want to believe, but we'll see what happens.
I've got a strong gut feeling that one's coming. Like
Let's hope so. He was perfect.
Disney's been pretty smart with everything through all of this. So like they've made a lot of good decisions. You know, they don't have too many flops now. Eternals could be the first one from early.
I'm sorry, Inhumans.
Inhumans was cool. I finally watched that. I liked it.
I saw the trailer and I'm like, no, that looks.
I watched it. I didn't mind it, but it was still considered a flop.
That looked like a joke to me.
Oh, I'm not going to argue the critical anti-acclaim. I guess you call it the critical flop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ed says, "What do you guys consider to be the first continuous TV drama?" I believe it was 24. Soap operas don't count. I don't count soap operas either.
Continuous. Well, that's not exactly continuous. Only on a season basis.
I don't know of any other show that really did it like that.
I would say maybe Heroes, because every episode ended with "to be continued."
Yeah, that was after 24 started.
Yeah.
Oh, does he mean before? Oh, first.
Yeah, he wants the first.
But see, even if you go back further, like if you look in the 90s, there's like things like ER. They were episodic, but they had huge arcs.
Yeah, is that what he's talking about? Because then you get back into I guess you get close to the soap opera with the primetime soaps.
Well, 24 during
your Dynasty, your Dallas.
Well, 24 episode to episode, there were no time jumps. It continued from minute.
If that's what he means, then that's the only show that's done it that I'm aware of.
I believe it may have been the first, and almost only.
Yeah,
I don't know of any show. I don't think I've ever watched one that's done it that way.
Jeremy says, but I'm still an amazing fan of Sid. I'll always be a fan of Sid.
Hey,
just
still haven't watched his hand. I'm telling you,
right? Okay, Jason, number 9.
Number 9. I'm gonna go with the OG original, and yes, I know they've brought it back. I'm afraid to take a look, but I'm gonna go with the OG original CSI.
Yes.
I got to season 10 before I stopped, just because I was following too many shows.
I again, I'll admit I dropped out near the end, like because I think I dropped out after William Peterson left.
Like any show, the longer it goes, the less the cast is there.
Mm-hmm.
So
I might have been there for a little while with Lawrence Fishburne, but
he was there for about one season for me because Georgia Fox had left. William Peterson was on his way out, and Lawrence Fishburne was.
Well, Lawrence Fishburne was a very short arc.
Yeah.
And then they got right into Ted Danson.
Okay. Yeah. See, and I didn't watch any Ted Danson.
No, neither did I.
But the original crew, that original first few seasons was just so groundbreaking, and it held you
more than first few seasons.
Oh yeah, it had legs.
I watched the first episode of the new stuff, but I haven't seen anything past that.
Okay.
Jeremy says, I better let you guys go now. Doing some stuff at home. Take care. God bless. Hope everything's okay with Sid.
Bye, Jeremy.
You too, Jeremy. Thank you so much. It was okay. But of course, the big reveal at the end, like the first episode, you're watching Sarah Seidel the whole time. And then at the very end, it looks like Brass is talking to Sarah. And then the camera cuts to the side real quick, and there's Gail going, "Well, that's why we're here." And then credits roll, and you get ready for episode 2.
So you don't even get Grissom in the first.
You don't
episode.
get Grissom in the first episode. You get Sarah and Brass.
You get him in the post credits bonus.
Did you guys ever watch Dollhouse?
No.
Did you ever hear about Dollhouse?
Heard of it?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well,
I remember
anybody who was a Buffy fan and Firefly fan heard about Dollhouse.
Because I remember checking that out the first season. I'm watching most of the first episode, and it's like, okay, Eliza Dushku's great. Yeah, I get most of the episodes. Like, okay, fine, this is pretty good. Then you get the very last few seconds of the episode. It's like, boom, boom, boom. Open a file, and it says Alpha. I'm like, I know who that is. Because it was Alan Tudyk coming in as the big villain for the series.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, now I want to keep watching, but most of the episode didn't get me.
Interesting. I might have to give it a whirl.
They only did one season, right?
2 seasons.
2 seasons?
They did an episode that would have wrapped up season 1, but it's sort of like a bonus feature. Then they did season 2, and then they did the episode at the end of the series that was kind of like a repeat of that one. So they almost canceled it after one season.
Well, this is the first I ever heard that Alan Tudyk was on it.
He's the main villain.
And I'm now going to be finding the show and watching it.
He is an awesome villain over the 2 seasons.
It's Alan Tudyk.
Is this your number 9?
No.
Oh,
well, you didn't say me yet, so I just.
Yeah, well, you just started into a whole new topic.
Okay, no, it would be Buffy and Angel before Dollhouse for
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Anyway, well, and Firefly, which almost made this list. Okay, sorry. My number 9 only consisted of 3 seasons, and the second and third were about 25 years apart. And the first 2 seasons, okay, I'm just going to say this is Twin Peaks.
Oh, very good.
First 2 seasons, when they put out that gold edition, and then when they put out the Blu-ray series that had Firewalk with Me in it, the first 2 seasons are good. The first season's great. Second season's good. But I heard someone on the inside, one of the cast, describe Twin Peaks, what's called as Twin Peaks The Return, the third season, as the pure uncut heroin version of David Lynch. And I don't think I've ever heard a more apt description or a better description for a what's the word? A product or something of a director or a creator than that. That the third season is so strange and you're just captivated by every single episode and completely befuddled by one particular one. It mostly takes place in black and white. That one is just.
I have to admit, I've never watched a single episode of Twin Peaks. Period.
Not
Not
interested.
Nothing.
Oh wow!
I don't like Lynch.
No. He took some getting used to for me, so I get it.
I think he did Blue Velvet, right?
He did Blue Velvet. It was pretty good.
That
like
I
Blue
think
Velvet.
is the only one
Blue Velvet's good.
that I can put up with. Anything else? No. And what recently came to mind is I went and saw the new Dune.
Okay.
Okay.
He doesn't like Dune.
I did not like. I look at it kind of fondly, nostalgically, because as a kid I ate up anything sci-fi. So Dune was Dune, but Dune was boring. There's a reason why I hadn't gone back to it for a long time.
The new Dune was boring.
The new Dune, at least, was visually stunning.
Oh well,
and it held me. It only told half the story of what the Lynch version movie.
Well, they're fast tracking part 2.
They are fast tracking part 2. Thank God, because I want to see more of the worm in particular. We got that. They freaking tease that sandworm.
I discovered the hard way that with David Lynch,
but with David, yeah, sorry, go.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
No,
what you have to wrap your head around with David Lynch is he's gonna throw a bunch of weird shit at the wall, and you just have to put it out of your mind that he's going to explain it. Because I got lent Firewalk with Me when I was in college, and I watched it, and I'm like, this is probably the worst and most confusing thing I've ever seen. Because I had never seen Twin Peaks. So I don't know who Laura Palmer was or all these people and why the hell things are disappearing and stuff. Then I watched Lost Highway, which was notorious for having on its poster 2 thumbs down from Siskel and Ebert.
I was just going to mention that because we watched Lost Highway for a Whiskey Wednesday flick a few years ago. We got done watching the movie. None of us said a word. Scammy just went up to the DVD player, took the disc out, put it back in the case, and threw it in the garbage.
Okie dokie.
It's
when your main character randomly, for no reason at all, switches bodies with somebody else who's in a jail cell. And then they randomly switch back at the very end for the climax. And there's no explanation as to why, how, whatever. That's just one small part of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of that with Mulholland Drive as well.
I realize that I'm high. David Lynch smokes the really good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I totally get it. It took me a while to come around.
I don't know how we got there.
And
you're Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks, yeah. So
Yep.
then you wouldn't like. You might still like season 1 and 2, but you would not like season 3 if you're still like.
I'm not even gonna go that far. Nope. I got better things to do with my time.
All right.
All righty. Sadly, my number 9 is, a run-of-the-mill mainstream TV show. So
MASH.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was good.
Yes.
I just don't hold it in as high regard as a lot of people.
Oh, you mean like my number 1?
That's your number 1?
That is my number 1.
Oh, wow.
Or like Jason.
To me, Breaking Bad is, I realize, arguably the perfect TV show.
Really? It took me 3 times to get through season 1, and that's like 6 episodes.
The story plays out well. The pacing, okay, I admit it, but you know what? It still worked for that movie. It added to the frantic nature that show takes at times, right?
You've seen El Camino, right?
No, actually, I have not watched El Camino.
Fuck.
Neither have I.
I have not watched it.
El Camino Breaking Bad movie might be it's in my top 20 of all time.
Well,
It might be the best thing
So-
Aaron Paul has ever done.
That means we're gonna hate it.
quite possibly. I don't know too many people who have watched it because a lot of people like me, I just don't want to risk it tarnishing anything.
It's sort of like Rogue One. It can only make A New Hope better.
Yeah, that's big words.
But it fits with Rogue One. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely. With Rogue
This one,
yes.
if you like Jesse Pinkman at all, oh my God.
Well, Breaking Bad had so many fantastic moments and it stands out. And again, it all rolled, but the character arc of Jesse Pinkman and of course, the entire arc for Cranston, like, come on.
Yeah.
He goes from your average, timid, like high school science teacher to that. Like,
Who's dying of cancer
yeah, like, holy cow. You talk about
to
Just-
what's my name?
he just fuck it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I am
and,
the one who knocks.
and he did it believably.
Mm-hmm.
That number one.
Here we go. Pam says, "Hey guys,
Hi, Pam.
yay,
Hi,
is
Pam.
Sid back?" And then Jeff says, "Just got on. What happened to Sid?" No, as I said before, the Vicious Circle is done. I got on here tonight because I don't know if there's any 24 fans. There is a 24 virtual reunion going on this Saturday, and we are going to have the guy organizing it on at some point today. And I wanted as many people to know about it as possible. So that's why we jumped on a few extra feeds tonight. If you're a fan of the show 24, this Saturday, the official 20-year anniversary, they are having a live virtual reunion with over 40 cast members, Kiefer included. So stay tuned if you want to hear about that. But yeah, Breaking Bad. What more can I say that Jason didn't say?
I'm sorry, dude.
No, it's your number one.
Yeah, it left a
But see,
mark.
get this. I see what he's doing now. It's camera hog time because he's going to take over my number 9. Now it's number 8 and he's back on. See, I've got him figured out.
He's gonna go with Better Call Saul. And
No, actually, I only watched the first season of that.
Jason,
I haven't watched
what's
it at
your
all.
number 8?
My number 8, House. The
Oh,
medical
yeah.
drama, and that's another one I didn't finish. But
same here.
my God, damn, that show had such great intrigue. Like, with it, is it finally going to be lupus?
Was it ever?
But-
I wonder.
They did finally have a case when House wasn't there. Apparently,
Of course.
he was, I think, in rehab or something. From what I hear, I think it was in like 5th season. I
Okay.
think I stopped at 4.
I stopped.
So, is where
I
we
stopped
fell
the
off.
season. I think he was getting out of the hospital.
Yeah, I don't even remember exactly what the last thing I saw, but I've heard where things going on, and I'm intrigued. I've been catching a few reruns on one of the channels that they were doing like a House marathon for like 2 weeks or something at one point. But as soon as I saw something I didn't recognize at all, I stopped. So, like, I saw the Dave Matthews episode.
That one's a good one.
That was a great one. The episode that sticks with me the most, though, because not even the main story, but there was this sweet little old lady who came in because she was very, very horny. Like, she's an ad on TV for Calvin Klein underwear, and it makes her randy and whatnot. And her son, who's like, Kurt Fuller, I think was playing her son, the actor Kurt Fuller he was bigger in the 80s.
Okay.
He's upset and whatnot. Well, House, of course, they check her out. She had syphilis.
Okay.
She's brain damaged.
I think I remember this episode.
He gives her pills for the syphilis.
So Mitch says, "Hey there." Mitch says, "Your number 9 TV show of all time is a show you didn't even finish."
I didn't have enough to fill a full 10 list, so I had to cut a few things. Okay, like I had to make concessions. All right.
Mm.
So, anyways, he gives her these pills for the syphilis. she shows up later in the episode and she gives him the pills back. So, I don't want these. If they're going to stop making me feel this way, I don't want them. And he goes, no, ma'am, you're permanently brain damaged. This is just going to kill the virus so it doesn't do any more damage. And she goes, you mean I'm always going to feel this way? He goes, yes, you are now stuck feeling good for the rest of your life. It was such a sweet moment. Anyways, yeah, House, like the mystery of the medical stuff with some great characters. And then they had the introduction of Olivia Wilde.
13.
Mm-hmm.
Cal Penn in one of his last acting gigs before he stepped away for a while to go work for Obama when he joined the Presidential Arts Council or something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was one of his last, I think it was one of the last things he did before he went off to do that.
Yeah.
So, a good show.
Yeah.
There we go. That's why it's your number 8. James, number 8.
My number 8. Ooh, yes. My number 8, it took me a couple tries to get through the first few episodes of the first season, but when I did, it got super compelling. Maybe it was Fringe.
Oh, okay. I've heard of that.
I was always curious, but I could never pull the trigger on that one.
Oh, it took me 3 times to pull the trigger on this one. But yeah, once you get into it and going from season to season, you get like Leonard Nimoy popping up in there, Jared Harris, but just the through point of Anna Torv, the dude from Return of the King. Oh, what the hell's his name? Well, Joshua Jackson in there. Yeah. It's just a fascinating show, and dealing with time travel, because there's an episode with Peter Weller who can teleport himself. You've got the not a parallel universe. Yeah, parallel universe, because they can go to sort of like a mirror dimension that's almost exactly like regular Earth, but just the people over there may have slightly different jobs. And then at one point they're able to travel back and forth freely between the two, and they're kind of coexisting. But then you have the mysterious William Bell, which is Leonard Nimoy, behind everything.
Sorry, guys, just give me a second.
Okay.
Let me just hang on. Fringe. It's just the main doctor, who's Joshua Jackson's dad in the show.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to remember his name. John Noble.
Okay.
Plays Walter Bishop. Yeah.
There you go.
It's a J.J. Abrams. He helped create that show, and it's just some episodes are monster of the week, where they're just bottle episodes where it's just, let's deal with this crazy person or this disease or whatever. But there is, like you've said before, a big overarching story for at least a season, sometimes over multiple seasons.
Okay. I've heard of it. I've never watched it though. I should.
It is
Although
worth it.
It sounds a lot like my number 8.
Oh yeah.
Although my number 8 is the OG Supernatural. It is X-Files.
Oh nice. Oh, now I don't.
I know Jason's watched the entire series.
I never saw all of a single season. I saw several episodes from across the show.
Well, and it did a cool thing too, though. Like you said, it like Twin Peaks, it came back later on, and that first season was just as strong, if not better, than some of the original stuff.
They also did something that a lot of shows haven't done, where they threw a movie in between seasons and then picked up right where the movie left off and continued in this show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's got to be why I picked that one. But okay, I don't know if we can go on to number 7 yet, because Jason's busy. He's hiding in the corner there. So we'll just tell you what, we'll go with James number 7 first.
Okay.
What you got?
Yours was X-Files?
Yes.
Okay. My number 7, another J.J. Abrams / Jonathan Nolan production. And it was, I had always heard about it and heard that it was good. This one stars Jim Caviezel and Michael Emerson primarily. And it wasn't until I saw a montage in an episode that had Johnny Cash's Hurt playing over it, which I wasn't always a fan of, but seeing something, putting it to the music kind of sparked my interest in it. So I watched the show.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Person of Interest.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was my one son watched that.
It is
rather regularly, and I was getting into it. I was starting to really dig it.
It is so good. You got Jim Caviezel as a former special ops military guy who is enlisted by Michael Emerson, who has a back injury, so he's always limping. But he's basically a former, like, he developed this technology and then sold it to the government, but then built himself in a back door because government having complete control of this is not a good thing. And so they can do what they're doing with it. You find out in the show. What he gets is a social security number, spits out every day. And that's all you get. And this could be a perpetrator or a victim. And so he has Jim Caviezel help him investigate. So they either have to help them or stop them. And there are overarching stories throughout that cover the seasons, but it's another one. You get the always adorable Amy Acker in there through over the series. You got Sarah Shahi, who's just gorgeous. And yeah.
Nice.
And it's also one of the rare shows that I've seen in the trivia that there's almost no episodes that are below 9 point something on IMDb.
Very cool.
Very highly rated show.
Mitch says the best X-Files episode, Home. It was banned from TV after the original airing, I believe.
What's that one about?
It's about some inbreeders. Yes. Very good one. Dan says it's still affiliated with this podcast. No, the Vicious Circle podcast has ended. We have taken over the feed just for tonight because I want people to know that if they're fans of 24, there is a virtual convention coming up. I'm still waiting to hear back. I think Ryan was coming in. I found out the place to go, 24convention.com, if you want to watch. This Saturday, from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, it is a reunion of over 40 cast members of 24. And it's poor Mitch. Enough was said.
That's not going to stop. I don't see that stopping.
Not at all. So yeah, stay tuned to that if you're interested in 24. All right, Jason, what is your number 7?
My number 7. Now I am a couple seasons behind, but I'm going to go with The Walking Dead.
Really?
That is my number 4.
Really?
I am up to date, and I think I've gone through the entire series like 3 times.
Like, we fell off when Rick left. So I will probably be picking it back up, though, because I'm curious to see this whole Whisperer stuff and
That
Ironhurst and all. I hear you guys really talk
Beta
about, so.
Beta is terrifying, and the change in character they've done with Negan.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was really curious about, is where that goes.
Yeah.
Dan says, cool. Thanks for letting me know. Good luck to you in your new venture. Oh, sadly, I have to say this is not a new venture. This is the first one. We're on episode 392 with this one. But thank you for the comment. Yeah, I love doing these podcasts.
I apologize. My wife just got a call. She's got to go to the hospital.
Oh, no.
She had blood work done, and she's a couple quarts low.
Oh,
so
she's got a leak.
Yeah, so she's going to the hospital right now to get topped up, and she says she doesn't need me. So, but I could be rushing out.
All they got to do is stick a funnel in, or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Orange juice, that'll do it.
But yeah, The Walking Dead. Like, there's been so much stuff that has just ripped your heart out. Like, who was not devastated when Sophia walked out of that barn?
You know, my boss and I were talking about this, and he kept saying the most heartbreaking moment of the show. And I was dancing all around it with, well, this person dies, when this person dies, and this person dies. And he was going with Beth.
Oh, that was a heartbreak.
Because it came totally out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, that was a complete surprise.
Still haven't forgiven AMC for that. Because I was at work when it originally aired. And about 10 minutes after the show ended, they popped up on their page, rest in peace, Beth. And it's like, are you serious?
I still go with Abraham, but
he's cool.
The one moment that stands out to me the most is the one that it became the biggest meme from Walking Dead. And that's when Rick's looking at Coral. And they have all those Coral jokes. But it's that moment in that meme is the moment that Rick realized what happened to Lori and what Carl had to do.
Yep.
Rick's reaction, Andrew Lincoln, that was some of the most amazing acting I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Because I felt every single bit of what he was trying to purvey.
Yep.
Like, damn, that was good. That will always be the number one standout moment for me on that show. And there's been a lot of great moments.
Yeah.
No, it's good.
So, and I do need to get back to it.
Walking Dead.
I'm staying away from any of the side stuff though, because we watched the first like half a dozen episodes of Fear, and it wasn't working for us.
Fear the Walking Dead, it took me a couple tries to get through season 1. It gets really good, but it goes up and down. The show is very different than what it was.
I'm not willing to dive that much further into that world.
There you go.
World Beyond is number 3 for a reason, but watchable.
Interesting.
Jadis just showed up on Walking Dead World Beyond.
I don't know who that is.
She was the leader of the trash group.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She left. Well, she left when Rick did.
Okay.
Yeah. So she's back with the CRM, those 3 circles.
Oh.
Never mind.
Giving away crap.
Yep.
Let me see. My number 7 is an oldie but a goodie from 1999, The Sopranos.
See,
Still in, but
I didn't watch any of that HBO stuff, so
haven't either. Well, not that HBO stuff, but other HBO stuff.
Yeah, no, nope.
Already,
and that's again, it's one that I keep thinking I want to. But
did you check out Many Saints of Newark?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
Jason, what's your number 6?
Everybody goes on and on about Sopranos, though. Like, there's got to be something about
it's a phenomenal
I don't
show.
know what I'm missing out on.
It is a phenomenal show.
I'm a fan of mob stuff. I don't know why I haven't watched it yet.
It's well worth it.
All right, my number 6 was a very short-lived show. Only had 2 seasons. Dead Like Me. I was
amused by a lot of the first season, but
it was
I
funny.
stopped.
But when they would sneak up and gut punch you with their heart, but you got to remember these people are dead, and particularly the main character, she's like starts interacting with her mom, and so you're still seeing what her mom's going through with her grieving process and her sister, and like it gets pretty deep with this weird ass premise of they become reapers, pulling people's souls at the moment of their death and stuff. That the concept is just weird and out there, but it had some really great moments, and it only had the 2 seasons, so it's an easy watch if somebody wants to give it a shot. There is a movie that followed 2 that came like 10 years later.
Oh, I think I heard about that.
Yeah, Life After Death, I think it was called. Dead Like Me, Life After Death.
Another show with Mandy Patinkin, at least for part of it.
Yeah, he left in the 2nd season.
There we go. All right, James, number 6.
Did you do yours?
No, it goes Jason, James.
Oh, I thought because we changed.
No. Nope.
Okay. My number 6 has about 4 seasons, but good luck. I mean, you're only going to find all 4 on Netflix. I have the 2 on DVD and Google Play, but it is a Netflix original. It is 13 Reasons Why. It is a super depressing show, but the acting, which is almost entirely teens and young adults, is just phenomenal, especially Dylan Minnette, who plays the main character. And you get Catherine Langford, who is the titular character who commits suicide prior to season 1 even beginning. So she's across the first 2 seasons. Dylan Minnette is across all 4. I'm just trying to their names.
I've heard a bit. I know it had Monster Heat, but
Clay Jensen, Hannah Baker.
I don't need to walk into a show that I know is going to rip my heart
out. Multiple times, yeah.
No, thank you.
See, and you're not
try not to do it willingly.
See, you're not the only person that I've talked to that has said that. I'm just like, it's so worth it because of the story and the acting and the music. But if you're just there's just some shows you're not like, I don't want to deal with that.
Mm-hmm. That's the main reason why I've never watched the movie Marley and Me.
That's a good.
I saw it once. It was good.
Oh, I have no doubt. But no, I don't want to go in knowing that I'm going to be devastated.
Good show. All right. My number 6 from 2016. I think it was only 4 seasons, but I love it. It's Bates Motel.
Oh,
buddy of mine, Dalton, was a huge fan of that show. I'm not a big fan of the movie, but I meant to check out the show.
Xander watched that one pretty hardcore. He really, really liked it. I think I watched the first season, but it didn't quite catch me.
Oh, it's a slow burn.
But I do like that actor, and he's doing really well with that the Good Doctor
Good
show
Doctor,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Eddie Highmore, I think is his name.
No.
Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name now.
Oh Jesus.
Freddie
Highmore.
Oh, Freddie Highmore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said I think
Yeah,
I said Eddie, but yeah, it's Freddie. Yeah, he's talented. He's gonna be around a while, I think.
There we go. All right, number 5, Jason.
Number 5. Oh, there was. I think you might have heard of this one. That Ryan Hurst guy is in it, and Chuck Hunnam.
Outsiders.
No, I think it's my
Ron
number,
Burgundy.
My number 3,
Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy.
You had me until Ron Burgundy. Yeah,
It's Sons. What do I need to say? It's Sons.
I didn't finish that show, and not because I didn't like it. I got to the end of the season where they went to jail, and then because I was borrowing seasons off
Or
a
is it 3?
coworker. It was
3.
Season 4, they get out of jail.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Sons, but Opie.
Right?
I always hear about Opie
Oh man.
for his Opie's End.
Yeah. That one came out of nowhere. I still remember watching that episode, and I was talking to my buddy Dave we were texting back and forth.
Yeah.
And it happened, and I typed WTF, and when I hit send, his came up saying, "What the fuck?" Like literally at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had that exact same reaction.
Because there was no hinting or
Yep.
anything. It just boom.
It's one of only a few rare occasions where I legitimately was upset, like shaking, crying, like full on wreck.
Yep.
Opposite direction, but the only other one that really stands out that deeply was Mandalorian with the Luke reveal. Like,
Yeah.
I don't pop like that very often, but that Opie scene.
Yeah.
Whew.
That one rips at the heart. It does.
Damn.
All right, James, number 5.
Number 5. My number 5. It's one of those teen dramas that just I thought had great story, great acting, and great music, and it was the Vampire Diaries, which I was hesitant to watch when the first season came out, because I'm thinking, well, this is just a ripoff of Twilight.
I just immediately started calling it Twilight Light.
And then I started watching it, and I get a few episodes in where they start making fun of Twilight, and you get the Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley, Nina Dobrev do an awesome job. And then a few episodes into the season 1, I was hooked, and I was stuck with it throughout all 8 seasons.
See, we should be watching it because our buddy was in it.
That's true.
You know,
That's true. Yeah.
2 episodes. Jason
Mack.
Jason Mack, but he was still in it.
Yeah, he was one of the werewolves. I
Hybrid.
think. Yeah.
Yep.
Up in the woods. Yeah, in the mountains. Yeah.
Yep. He told me, he goes, I have no lines. And he literally doesn't, but he's on screen a lot.
But I looked it up when we had him on the show. I looked it up and was like, oh shit, he's in there. Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, well, we got a few friends who've been around because remember Bo?
Yep.
He's in the first episode of American Gods.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. He does look like Thor.
He's one of the Vikings that gets stranded.
There we go. Unfortunately, my number 5 has nobody in it. I know. Oh wait, no, it does.
Oh.
The Good Doctor, Dr. Stevel, is one of the background people in this show.
Oh yeah.
Yes. From 2004, one of the best space dramas ever. Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That
I
was a great show. Those
love
last few
that
episodes
show.
where they explain everything is just
I couldn't get past I finished the second season.
Second season had issues. I stopped for a while.
The
After the
stars are
second
healing nicely, but it was making me want to. Yeah. Okay.
When I got back in,
it was too damn depressing.
Dude, look at the topic.
I get that, but at this point, when I dropped off, I had watched over 30 episodes, and in every episode, they always have that counter.
Yep.
And in only one episode did that number go up
By 1.
exactly. No,
Everything down.
No.
Down.
no, you gotta lift me up a little bit once in a while.
I think the show really took off when they did the time jump. It was between seasons.
When they were on New Caprica, that
Yep.
yeah.
And they had the webisodes in between, but then they came, it was like 2 years or a year and a half later.
Okay.
And you now see Starbucks married, you know, and all this stuff
Oh,
was going
yeah.
on. And
She's getting tormented by one of my favorite Canadian actors, Callum Keith Rennie.
right. So yes,
He played Leoben, one of the first Cylons they met. Or
What else do I know that
discovered.
name from?
Battlestar Galactica.
Due South.
No.
Billy Talent from Hardcore Logo. He's in Memento. Jeez,
I don't know. I know that name, but I can't place it.
What isn't he in?
Apparently Darcy's watching.
Darcy?
My buddy Darcy, my
Okay.
my computer MacGyver.
Your tech guy?
Yeah, because he just said BSG sucks, Stargate forever.
Oh.
Never got into the show.
Oh, there's a debate topic for you.
Oh, that's an easy one.
Oh.
That's an
Darcy.
easy one.
He's calling-
Battlestar Galactica
That sounds like he's calling you out.
would kick Stargate's ass.
That's it. That's it. We need to make this happen. Darcy, you versus Rob, debate BSG
Now-
versus Stargate.
I love Stargate. I'm literally in season 4.5 right now. Like I'm just finishing up the fifth season of Stargate Atlantis. Right.
Okay.
But the tech and the military aspect of Battlestar Galactica, and as a former military man, you know this. Battlestar Galactica is a bit superior because nobody in Stargate Atlantis follows fucking orders. Nobody.
Okay.
Even in Atlantis, they brought in a brand new guy, Mr. Woolsey. He's gonna no, he screws the rules all over the place.
Yeah. Well, I've got a show that that's going to come up that's going to beat that. But
Now I'm
anyways.
waiting for his response. Okay, we're now number 4 now. Jason.
Number 4. Okay, I definitely stretched things a little bit, but this show is brand new, 2 seasons. Ted Lasso.
I've heard good things.
I always hear good things.
It is fantastic.
This is
And
a
all
drama?
around.
And I saw
It is a comedy drama, something
Okay.
else. Believe me, there's drama.
I saw
okay?
a pretty dramatic scene. It was on YouTube. It was when he's in the the dartboard scene.
That's not even that's light.
Oh, okay.
That's light. Okay. Sudeikis crushes this role. There's a reason why whether you put stock in it or not, they crushed at the Emmys. Okay. There's a reason for it. It's all about his character is just purely infectious positivity. He can't say a bad word about anybody. He physically can't do it.
Sounds like John Candy.
Sounds like liar, liar.
But not quite, but like it's amazing. He's got a great rapport with he's an American football coach who gets hired to coach British
Mike
football
endorses
team.
Ted Lasso.
There you go.
Yes. Ted Lasso is, well, of course he would endorse it. He's a fan too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Guess where this guy is?
Yeah. he sent me a photo, but didn't tell me where it was.
Greg's in the Dominican right now.
Hey, Greg. I was gonna guess Hawaii, but
You're in the Dominican and you're watching us.
Apparently Dominican sucks.
You need to, yeah, that's what I'm getting. Damn. I know I'm not going there.
Oh.
But yeah, I cannot
Ted Lasso is the
recommend
best.
Ted Lasso enough. It is infectious. What happens in the show happens to you while watching it. His positivity is infectious.
Any sex scenes?
Nothing hardcore, no.
Asking for a friend.
Nothing hardcore, but they do. There's a lot of weird, like funny sex talk and stuff, and references, and it's a fantastic show, top to bottom. I cannot recommend it enough. There are multiple scenes that will really tug at your heart, and I was bawling.
Nice.
Okay, it is a fantastic show, worth every bit of all the hype it's got right now. Yeah, it's on Apple TV, so not everybody has that, but find it if you can.
Oh, and then Greg said, haha, just for a moment to watch you guys. Don't want your ratings to go down.
well, we appreciate
Yes,
that.
we appreciate
Thanks,
that.
man.
And trust me, I get sold every day on Ted Lasso from Rochelle. She loves that show.
Yeah,
So I might have to watch it.
you should.
I think so.
You should.
James, we know your number 4,
The Walking
The
Dead.
Walking Dead. My number 4 is coming back. I don't think it started yet, but from 2006, our favorite serial killer,
Oh yes,
Dexter.
Sunday.
This Sunday?
This Sunday.
There we go.
Dexter New Blood.
I think I watched
Yes.
the first season in a bit and liked it, but it was another one that I didn't go back to for some reason. It was one that Greg showed me, actually.
No, Dexter is one of my all-time favorites.
I almost put it on this list, but that final season really it did some damage, and that's why I'm not excited for the reboot here.
I like
this
it
remake.
all except the last episode.
I don't know. It just really felt like it was falling apart for me.
I was always curious about seeing John Lithgow as a serial killer.
He was great.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
He's
he
apparently back for this season. I heard rumors, or at least
Well,
an
and
appearance.
see, I've heard those rumors as well, and I've also heard it's a very psychological season.
So it could be flashbacks, memories.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Or figments.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Even-
thinking.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I'm legitimately just waiting to hear the reception.
Yeah.
If the reception is positive, I will take a look. If it's not, if it's middle of the road or less, I'm out. I'm not even going to give it a chance. That's what that final season did for me, especially that final episode.
Yeah, okay.
But it was a great show up to that point. Colin Hanks,
Yeah.
surprisingly, like
What was he in that? Another serial killer?
He was an actor.
He's
He was an actor.
Yeah. He played one of the roles.
Yep.
Okay, Jason, number 3.
All right, and this is where I'm making an edit on the fly. My number 3, I am going with The Expanse.
Oh, it's
When
on
I
my,
said I was going to have one to beat your BSG, that's The Expanse,
it's
brother.
on my list.
The Expanse.
It can't be BSG.
Oh,
I haven't
The
watched it,
Expanse
so therefore it doesn't count.
covers so many bases when it comes to a sci-fi show. The science is realistic and they do explain it as best they can, and it's been like these are really good hypothesis for where we could go with this technology kind of thing. They have to work with the gravity and all that, but the political intrigue plus the character development, one character in particular
Oh,
will stand out to everyone.
Hmm.
And that's Amos. He's like a loyal attack dog with his own set of morals, and those morals are not very high.
Sounds about right.
He was raised in a brothel.
James, watch this later. Ted Lasso scene. Okay. Well, if it's the dartboard scene, I've seen it and
Oh,
love
okay.
it.
That's what that is.
Okay. I love that scene. Makes me want to watch the show. Yeah. Actually, you just
I have seen clips for The Expanse, and I do want to watch it, but I haven't pulled the
Well,
trigger yet.
I finally did, and they need to hurry up with season 5 because it was so damn good.
Look at that. iPhones finally have something good. Nice.
Yeah, that's how I'm watching it. Ted Lasso and Foundation. Foundation, excellent new show. It's not going to be for everyone though.
that sounds
So,
familiar.
It's based on the Isaac Asimov novels,
Oh, okay.
but only loosely. Like the bare premise,
Right.
they change a lot for the show to make it a worthwhile show. The Asimov's original story would not really play out on a screen like that.
Yeah.
So what they've changed and altered is working, and it's still telling the same story, really.
Interesting.
James, number 3.
Number 3. Yes. My number 3, one of the best sci-fi dramas on
Hmm.
on TV. I can't wait till it comes back for season 4. There's 3 out there right now. Is Westworld.
Oh,
Never did. That's another one that it's on my radar. Just haven't.
I've watched season 1 multiple times, and then like I keep watching it again to get ready for season 2. Watch both in time multiple times to get ready for season 3. Season 3, it took me. Season 3 is very different because it takes it out of the park. But when you realize what season 3 is really about, it just blows your mind. It almost takes like the park and expands it to the entire world in a sense. But first season, every scene with Ed Harris and Anthony Hopkins is pure gold,
Oh, yeah.
as well as season 2, because Anthony Hopkins is in there as well. And then season 3 just takes it out. But season 3 introduces Aaron Paul again.
That guy's everywhere.
So yeah, Westworld with
Very-
a bullet.
Very nice.
Isn't there another friend of the podcast in that?
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, in season 1. Yeah, Mukes.
In case,
RJ.
in case anybody's interested, There we go. Webcam bro, just go to website and jerk off. There you go. We have we cater to everybody here.
Oh no, it's spamming.
He's spamming it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting those comments off there. I don't want to see that.
Idiots. Mine number 3, we already know, Sons of Anarchy.
Right.
So number 2, this is where I'm getting very curious.
My number 2. We already know my number 1, right? So, and again, I had to make the edit. I moved BoJack Horseman to number 2.
BoJack Horseman.
BoJack Horseman on Netflix.
I've only heard about that sparingly.
It is 100% a drama inside of an anthropomorphic, I think that's the word, I can't say it, cartoon, like animated show with a talking horse played by Will Arnett. He's the titular BoJack Horseman, former TV star who's still milking his 15 minutes of fame from 20 years ago, trying to make a big comeback. All the drugs, Hollywood parties, all that stuff. The weirdest characters. His roommate is played by Aaron Paul. He just hangs out everywhere. Like he's just there.
You guys know you're talking to me. I'm not watching anything with Aaron Paul in it from now on. That's it. He's everywhere.
Trust me. Watch El Camino.
BoJack Horseman will completely surprise you with, as silly of a concept as it is, it completely comes at you right with the sucker punches to the heart, to the gut, to the brain. There's an episode in the 4th season that is completely silent. He's going somewhere. He has to go to this underwater city. So everyone there, if they're not a fish person, is wearing helmets to breathe. He doesn't realize that you can talk. You have to push a button. He didn't know about that. So the whole episode, like, there's this whole adventure where he's chasing this kid that he saved from getting run over or something like that, and he's trying to save this kid while he's being chased and all this stuff. All silent until the very end when somebody points to the button. He goes, "Fuck!"
Nice.
It's amazing. And the last 2 episodes, it is such a moving, like him coming to grips with his life, the abuse of his mother, all this stuff. It is for a cartoon with talking animals.
There we go.
It comes out of nowhere and will just sideswipe you.
Might have to watch that one, I think. All right, James, number 2.
My number 2, very close second. Only had 3 seasons, but it was a complete story. They did 3 seasons because they wanted to do 3 seasons. There's been a spinoff, but it wasn't quite as well received. It is Penny Dreadful.
Oh, I never watched that.
Now this one, I go ahead and watch Penny Dreadful, City of Angels. It really has almost nothing to do with the original show. 1 season, and it's good. But if you can't compare it to the original. The original, you've got sort of all these gothic horror characters, story characters based in late 1800s England, because they talk about the Ripper murders. Jack the Ripper is out there somewhere, but you've got the Wolfman in there. You have Dorian Gray, who is probably one of my favorite parts of the show. You've got Josh Hartnett in probably the finest acting of his career. Timothy Dalton, you got T-Dalt in there as some of the best acting he's ever done. Eva Green, you have Mina Harker in there. You have Dracula. You have Victor Frankenstein, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in there in a fashion. It's just an amazing show with probably some of the best musical score for a TV show I've ever heard. And this was nearly number 1. Very nearly number 1 for me.
Now I'm interested in number 1.
I watched the first season of Penny Dreadful. And I, for some reason, just when it did come back with season 2, I just never went to it. I guess must not have hooked in enough. It was good. I did enjoy it. I was actually surprised to see Billy Piper.
Billy
in those
Piper,
first few episodes there.
She's in there. Brian Cox is in there. I think he's in season 3. He might be the very end of season 2 and some of season 3. Brian Cox is amazing in there. Yeah,
I didn't see him, so that was definitely season 2.
It's okay,
but it was. I did enjoy it. It didn't hook me enough to pull me in for the next season.
Oh, fair enough.
Darcy responded.
Uh-oh.
Yes. He said they follow orders occasionally. SG1 is better. For example, season 4, episode 6, Window of Opportunity, easily the best thing to air on TV, to ever air on TV.
Wow.
And I have to confess, SG1 is good. That show built that whole framework for that whole universe.
I never watched any of it, so.
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm BSG till I die, but I gotta admit he's right about Stargate.
Yeah.
Yeah, hate to do that, especially live, but yes, he's right.
All right.
My number two, and number one were a toss up,
I hear
and
ya.
yeah, so my number two, and it's only for one reason, is NCIS.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
That is my.
I'm surprised that's not your number one.
Like I said, it was hard pressed. It was really hard pressed, but it's still going on. And even when they change up cast members, it's not a huge shake. I don't think, because literally Mark Harmon, the backbone
that
of
made big news.
just left,
Gibby.
and show
Isn't it Gibby?
Gibson.
Gibson.
Leroy Jethro Gibson or Gibbs. Sorry,
Gibbs. Okay.
not Gibson. But the new guy coming in, Gary Cole, plays. I can't remember his character name.
He's awesome.
But yeah, and they did it so well. Like that show has been a solid show. In a 22, 23 episodes in a season, you might have one that seems like a little, I don't know.
That's
about
hard to
that.
do in a long season like
Yeah.
that.
Season 19, like that's insane.
There's a reason why it's still around, right?
Yep. Okay, here we go. Number one, Jason.
Breaking Bad.
There we go. James, number one.
Number one, not by much, but it's mine and my brother's favorite shows of all time. Loved and it was one that when it came out, I'm like, I don't need to see it. I've seen Gilligan's Island. It's Lost.
Okay.
Which just got more mind bending every season. And every time I go through the series, I'm watching it, I'm like, I want to get to season 2. I'm watching season 2. I want to get to season 3. I want to get to the time travel. I want to get to them back on the island. And the whole season 5 with the Flash. Well, when they say like what initially you think it's the Flash sideways, but it's more like a Flash way forward kind of thing. Oh, just so good.
I thought it was great, that show. The only thing I didn't like is it always felt to me like they were writing and then people would guess the way they were going. So they would write in a different direction just to spite them.
Well, there's so many memes and there's like YouTube videos and they put it to music or singing of all the questions they didn't answer.
I swear to God, J.J. Abrams was sitting there going, they figured that one out too? Damn it.
That's probably it. I dropped out after the second season.
Oh, no, I watched the whole thing.
I watched the first season. I really, really liked it. I watched second season. I really liked it, except it pissed me off because they had thrown up so many unanswered questions still left over from season 1 that they still hadn't answered. And I'm like, no, I'm not waiting this long to get an answer from something from the first fucking episode. So go away.
I think in my opinion, no, they didn't answer every question, but I think they answered the vast majority of the most important ones. There's ones like, okay, well, who wrote the letter to Kate that told her that her mom is dying in the hospital? Who gives a shit?
Who made the smoke monster?
Well, Jacob, essentially.
Did he?
Yeah, because the smoke monster is the man in black. You never find out his name. This is in the final season where
Wait, it's a him?
It's a him.
I thought it was a machine.
No, it's the guy from. He's in the town. He had his own show. What is it?
Well,
Bosch. Bosch. The lead of that show, Bosch.
I know the guy. I can't.
Titus Welliver?
Titus Welliver. Yeah, he's the man in black. He's the smoke monster.
That's a name.
You don't.
Cool name.
He's in Sons of Anarchy, dude.
You don't find
I
out
remember
until
on there,
that,
but I
you
don't
don't find
remember
out that
the
it's
name.
him until the second
the
last
actor name.
season. But essentially, they one woman washed up on the island, and she is found by Allison Janney, who's in the episode 4. She's essentially she raises Jacob and the man in black. What?
Jason's computer said, "Nah, I'm done."
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Didn't he do this last time?
I did actually. I think I need to, retire that.
Okay, I'll speed it up in case before it happens to me.
Can
too.
they still hear me?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
sadly, yeah.
And there's a light at the heart of the island that keeps the whole thing running. But they end up having a fight and stuff, and he tosses his brother in there, and it's sort of it kills him and sort of infuses him with some, because the island is at the heart of the island is like this very big magnetic force or something, and it infuses him with this magnetic force. That's why you always hear the little mechanical sounds every time the smoke monster is going around.
Okay, maybe I need to rewatch it.
They don't tell you everything about how that happens or how anything really happens, but yeah.
So where were they in the end?
They were on the island.
What is the island?
The island is an island, but it's a very special island. People who tell you that they were dead the whole time and the place was hell are full of shit.
It's not purgatory?
It's not purgatory. They were not paying attention to the show.
Okay.
I even saw an interview with Damon Lindelof. And they're talking like blah, blah, blah. He's like, you do realize that they say in the last episode, because the flash sideways that ended up being flash way forwards. During the last season, you see stuff. It's almost like a parallel universe. You get Jack, who's like the plane landed, nobody crashed, and Jack has a wife and a kid, and he's doing all this stuff. And Sawyer's a cop doing all this and stuff. Basically, at certain points,
Abrams tried to do a multiverse.
Someone dies on the island. Okay, they die. They do go into a sort of purgatory, and that's sort of like the flash sideways. And then someone else lives out their entire life and dies. They go to the purgatory. So whenever anyone died, they went up to this little purgatory and were milling around there until they had fulfilled their purpose. So everything that happened on the island happened. And the flash way forwards could be like 100 years from now until everyone eventually died and joined everyone else up there in their little on their way to heaven kind of thing. And then they moved on.
There you go.
I feel like every fan of Lost who actually understood everything that you just said has a room in their house that's just strung with the threads and pictures and news articles and still images. And that's from what you just described, I'm pretty sure that's what your bedroom must look like.
I wish.
Ryan Haskell said Ben Linus is the top 5 character for me.
Yeah. And Michael Emerson, who plays Benjamin Linus, is also one of the leads in Person of Interest.
Yep.
And does an equally good job just as a completely good guy, not as a bad guy, but really we're the good guys kind of thing that he does in Lost.
Gotcha. He also did the voice of Joker in Batman: The Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2.
There we go.
The animated features. He was a really good Joker.
Those were pretty good.
Best Batman movies ever made, but they're pretty good.
They're pretty good for animated movies, but no.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
My number 1, and again, like I said, this was a tough one, and I only picked this one because I rewatched this one a lot, and to me, this is the one that broke television out of its mold because it forced TV to be smarter than it is or was, and it's 24.
Oh,
I assumed.
Yeah, because of the fact that it went from episodic television to story. Like literally,
who was it that said, is it the first continuous show? You're right. That's what changed it.
Yeah, I think so.
And I still love the first season that had Kiefer going on beginning of every episode saying like, this is the first day of the 24, presidential primary, whatever like that. Yeah. And you have like him saying like, there's a traitor in CTC or whatever. CTU. And you see shots of certain people looking suspicious, and he's like, "This is the longest day of my life."
Yep.
It's like
until season 2, and then season 3.
How many bad days can a guy have?
9.5, or 8.5. We figured it out. Yep. But no, I love what it did for television, and watching Kiefer as Jack Bauer is like priceless to me.
Yes.
Like even in 9, Live Another Day, when it was in England and all that, it was just Jack's back,
I still want to go back and watch that. Well, all of the final season that had Freddie Prinze Jr. and Katie Sackhoff, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah. And then Live Another Day with Rochelle's favorite actor.
Pop up in every show? Is she popping up in every show?
I think so. She's in every franchise.
Yeah.
All right.
She wasn't Big Bang Theory.
Yeah. Ask Katie. Yeah, ask Katie Sackhoff. Unfortunately, Ryan could not make it.
Okay.
We talked about 24 enough for him.
Yeah, he's on there. But if you want to go, 24 convention this Saturday, the actual 20th anniversary of the debut of 24. Like I said, over 40 people are going to be there. Kiefer's going to be there. I was trying to pull up my list, but I lost it. There it is again. Eric Balfour, Alicia Cuthbert, Xander Berkeley, Sarah Clark,
Zachary Quinto. He
he
was in there for a season.
Yeah, he was. I do not see his name on here.
He's a busy guy.
Yeah. But Greg Gitson, and that's the guy that I'm interested in seeing.
He was the president after Palmer, wasn't he?
Charles Logan.
Yeah.
Yep. The bad president.
Cherry Jones.
Oh, let's see.
She was the president after him.
Yeah.
I believe.
No, but Glenn Morshower is going to be on it.
Nice.
Yes. Agent Aaron Pierce, but he's been in Transformers. He's always a military guy or Secret Service in everything. Crazy.
He gets his typecast and it works.
Tony Almeida.
Exactly.
I can't remember his real name.
Carlos Bernard.
Right.
I don't see him here. Ryko Islesworth, though. Michelle Dressler.
Oh, nice.
And Leslie Hope, who played Terry Bauer.
Evil. No, wait. No, I'm thinking of
Sarah Clark.
I'm thinking of Nina.
Yeah, that's Sarah Clark. That's the funny thing. Sarah Clark is the CTU agent that was bad, but in real life, her husband is Xander Berkeley, who played George Mason, one of the CTU guys chasing. It was so much fun.
He had a very heroic end in season.
He
2.
did. He
Yes.
did. It's very interesting how they changed that character.
Yeah. James Badge Dale. Chase.
No, I don't see his name.
I think he's also a busy guy.
Sprague Grayson is going to be there.
Name sounds familiar.
She played Cherry Jones's daughter,
Okay.
the president's daughter.
Okay.
How about the Jack's sidekick in the final season? You know, the quirky girl who was like the tech expert?
Chloe?
Chloe, yeah.
In the final season?
Well, didn't she all goth and stuff in the final
She's in
season?
every
No,
season.
I know. But she was more of his sidekick in the final season, I think.
Actually,
Wasn't she?
I
They're on the poster together.
I don't see her on this list.
I can't. Her name. No, her name's on the tip of my tongue.
Mary Lynn Rajkowski?
Rajkowski.
No, not that.
Something. But yeah, I don't know. So
Anyway,
24 convention.
Rajkowski.
Emily Ratajkowski.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
24convention.com. That's the whole reason I got on these other feeds. I know people are ticked because Sid's not here. I'm so sorry. Sid is not part of the podcast anymore. He left. He's doing his own thing. I wanted to let anybody that loves 24 know about this. Actually, there will probably never be another feed on the Vicious Circle podcast. So enjoy this one because it will be the last. But yes, thank you guys for doing this.
This was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
You don't have to thank me.
it's different.
Once I found the drama in all my favorite shows, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, that's I was checking IMDb. Does it say it says drama? I mean, it's it.
The only one that it hurt me to cut off my list was Game of Thrones.
Not me.
See, it didn't make my list either. I enjoyed it, but I've never watched it again.
Me either.
So
Me either. I know I don't go back to much, anyways. But I don't know. I don't think it's the case of the last season ruining it or anything. I think it's just it was great what I saw. I loved it, but yeah, I got enough. I don't need to go back.
yeah. Well, all right. So hopefully there was some stuff on there that you guys liked. And other than that, I guess it's another week of the Movie Madhouse. I'm Rob.
I'm James.
I'm Jason.
We'll see you all later.
Bye.
Toodles.
Shut up! It's a madhouse! A madhouse!